Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum and the turnaround points, historically speaking, against Bitcoin, and try to find some common ground between whether it started in December or whether it started in January. And I'm talking about the major move of Ethereum back against Bitcoin. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, of course, we've been following Ether Bitcoin for a long time. Every single Q4, we know it bleeds. Historically, it has a turnaround point sometime between mid-December to mid-January. That doesn't mean the entire rally happens between mid-December to mid-January. It means the turnaround point is sometime between mid-December to mid-January, historically speaking. Again, does not mean it's going to happen this time, but we're just looking at historically speaking. It has happened in mid-December to mid-January. And so what I did was I circled these three here that started in mid-January. These two X's, it implied it started in mid-December. Okay? Are there any differences between these five moves, momentum shifts? Were there any differences between the January moves or the December moves? Okay, let's try to break this down. The first one over here, end of December, early January, we can see the move started in early January. What was Bitcoin doing in January 2016? Well, it had just moved above the 20-week moving average fairly recently and was holding it as support. It was after a major Bitcoin move, came back, held it as support, Ethereum Rally. So Bitcoin was in a bull market because it was capable of holding the 20-week SMA as support or the 21-week EMA, more or less the Bitcoin bull market support band, which you see here. You can see at this time we were in the green. It was capable of holding that as support. Okay, so Bitcoin was healthy. Ethereum started moving in January. What happened the next time? Here it also started moving in January. Well, what happened in December 2016, early 2017? Let's go take another look. Late 2016, early 2017, what was Bitcoin doing? So here we were, December, January. Bitcoin crash back down to the 20-week SMA in January of 2017. It was able to hold it as support. Okay, we were able to hold it as support during that time. What did it imply? Ethereum took off. Okay, Ethereum took off. The third year looks a little bit different, right? It looks slightly different. What happened here? Well, here it started rallying in December, in about mid-December, right? You can see it going through here, December 10th, 21st, end of December, continued its rally all the way through the end of January. What was different about this time than these two? Well, if you go look at Bitcoin, what was it doing in December of 2017? It was here. It was at its peak. Ethereum started rallying earlier when Bitcoin was at its peak, and note, it did not hold the bull market support band. So Ethereum rallied in December when Bitcoin was incapable of holding the 20-week moving average as support. Maybe it implied that the entire crypto market was just so overextended, and at that point, Ethereum did its final rally. Bitcoin came crashing back down. The rest is history. So the two major times it rallied in January, Bitcoin was capable of holding the bull market as support, the bull market support band as support. The time it rallied in December, it was more or less the last rally before the impending bear market. But let's continue. Well, what happened here? This one also started in mid-December or so. December 15th, it started rallying in December of 2018. Well, what was going on in December of 2018? Well, we were below the 20-week SMA. So we were below it during this period. We were below it. Ethereum started rallying in December. So far, the two times that Ethereum rallied in December, it was when Bitcoin was either about to break the 20-week moving average as support, or it was already under the 20-week moving average. Okay, so the two major times that the Ethereum move happened in December was when Bitcoin was looking pretty bearish in the short term, either below the 20-week SMA, or it was already so far extended that we came crashing down, unable to hold it as support. But there's one more time. What happened in January of 2020, because we also had a major move in January of 2020. Let's go take a look. So we're going to zoom in. January of 2020. You can see here, in January 6th, Bitcoin got above the 20-week SMA. So it was above it, okay, and was moving up. It was not at this point, it was not overextended. It was not like crashing back down or anything. It was moving up. In this period, it was, instead of moving down back to the 20-week, it was moving up across the 20-week, which is typically a fairly bullish sign. Historically speaking, when we go above the 20-week moving average, we tend to have a pretty nice rally. It's not always sustainable. It was not sustainable in 2019. It was not sustainable here, as we came to find out in March. Again, here it rallied, and once it rallied, it continued to rally for a while. And during this time, a lot of altcoins immediately bled against Bitcoin over the next 2 weeks. It was over here that altcoins started to rally. So, the 3 times, historically speaking, that Ethereum started rallying in January also coincided with Bitcoin being relatively bullish, okay, which indicated that December was a better time for Bitcoin when Bitcoin was bullish, and then January ended up being a better time for Ethereum. The only time that Ethereum started rallying earlier on was once Bitcoin was already starting to look bearish. It was heading down to the 20-week moving average after being extremely overextended. It was not holding it as support at the time because, again, if you go back and look at where Bitcoin was the first few times, just to reiterate one more time, right? Here, in January of 2016, we were holding the 20-week as support, okay? And that was when Ethereum rallied, holding the 20-week as support. The next year, in January of 2017, we came back down and held it as support. We had a wick down, held it as support. Provided confidence again to the altcoin market, saying, okay, we're not done yet, we're holding it as support. Ethereum rallied. The third time, however, we were way up here. We were not holding it as support at the time. We were not holding it as support that year. This was December. We were coming down. Here was January. We were still coming down. Not looking good. Still had not held it as support. Ended up breaking through. This was when Ethereum started rallying in December. And then finally, there's 2 more times again, just to recap. The next one was here. Bitcoin was already below the 20-week SMA. Typically, when it's below it, it's usually a good buy, but it can be pretty bearish, right? When you're below it and you're just holding it as resistance, Bitcoin is pretty bearish. It doesn't mean that it's not necessarily a good investment at the time. A lot of times buying it at that level is among the best times to buy Bitcoin. But when it was down here, Ethereum rallied in December as opposed to January, and Bitcoin was, in fact, not holding the 20-week as support. So, again, this year, Bitcoin held the 20-week as support. This year, it had not held it as support, and in fact, it was very overextended at the time, indicating it was at the very beginning of the bear market. We started rallying in December here, started rallying in December here. This time, Bitcoin was moving above the 20-week, above it. Fairly bullish. Ethereum rallied in January. Right now, we're still going down, right? The valuation is at 0.02668. Still going down. If you look at where Bitcoin is right now, well, it hasn't tested it in a while. It has not tested the 20-week moving average as support in a while, and it's still moving up. It's not moving down. Bitcoin is still moving up. When Bitcoin volatility is high, Bitcoin steals the show. Until Bitcoin volatility calms down, Ethereum doesn't really have a chance to make a move against Bitcoin. We want to see it either level off, or even if it comes down, even if it does come down, if it's able to hold the 20-week as support, that could still be a good thing. So keep an eye on these things. So far, Bitcoin volatility remains very high. Ergo, Ethereum's likely not going to move until it calms down some. And I hope I was able to break this down, against, earlier on, bull market, held it as support, Bitcoin rallied, or Ethereum rallied in January. Maybe that implies that if Bitcoin does continue to, if it does hold it as support over the next few weeks, maybe that would bring confidence back to Ethereum. Or if it can go sideways simply at a bullish level, we've also seen that be a catalyst, right? It doesn't necessarily have to test the 20-week. For instance, in this period, right here, Bitcoin was moving sideways above the 20-week, and Ethereum was doing quite well during the time. Here was another example. Bitcoin was moving sideways above the 20-week. Ethereum was doing quite well during that time. So either moving sideways or coming back down to the 20-week and testing it as support could give Ethereum the confidence it needs. If Bitcoin continues to rally, Ethereum, Bitcoin's probably going to keep leading. It's as simple as that. So if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you check out the Telegram channel in the description below and the premium list holiday sale going on at least through the end of the year. Make sure you check it out in the description below as well. You get access to the trading view indicators, the weekly reports, the weekly videos, the Telegram alerts channel, and a few other things. Make sure you guys subscribe. Let's get to 80,000 subscribers, and I'll see you next time. Bye.